Okay, so we were on the relational algebra part, right? We have seen so far about projection, selection, and cross product, right? We have seen these three so far. So now let us understand our next one, which is your set operators. Set operators, right? In the operator, we have set difference, right? We have union, set union, you can say, right? And set intersection. So we will see all those three in a once, right? So understand, we can apply these operations. Basically, set operation is binary, right? Because we find the set between two relation tables. Let's say R1 and R2. Either you have union, we have intersection, or set difference. So this is what falls under your what binary. Cross product is also a binary operator, but projection and selection are your unary operator. This is what we have already seen so far, right? Okay, remember, there are certain rules basically. Okay, we know about union, intersection, and difference in the set theory part, right? So let's say we have two set A and B. Just over, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 4, 5, 6, something like this. So if we found A union B, what should be the answer for this one? Obviously, remember, when we find the A union B, the very first thing is, in the set theory, you are quite familiar. A and B should be some well-defined set, right? We should have certain well-defined values. Okay, that's fine. Now, when we find the A union B, probably what will the answer in this case? 1, 2, 3, all the elements of A union all the elements of B. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2, 4 are already there. So we will not repeat the values here. Rest of the values we're gonna write here, right? So the thing to take care of here is there is no repetition in the A union B, right? We have the distinct values here. For example, in A intersection B, we will be having what? 2 and 4, right? That's what the common part for A and B both. What will the A difference be? A difference B means the element of the set A which are in A but not in B, right? So the elements which are in A but not in B, one is in A, is it in B? No. 2 is in A, is it in B as well? Yeah, so no. 3 is in A but not here. Likewise, 4, it's already there in B. So set A difference B means element of A which are in A but not in B, right? Which are 1 and 3 here. So this is the result for difference. So basically, when we talk about in terms of your relation and table, right? When we perform union and difference or any set of operation here, we need to take care of certain things, right? The first one is basically, let's say we talk about two tables R and S. We want to find the set difference set operators between R and S, right? R and S, in the first rule, we say R and S must be, this is important, must be union compatible. What is the meaning of this union compatible is? Understand the first part here. When we talk about union compatible, arity of R must be equal to arity of S. Probably you know what is the arity meaning. Arity means number of attributes, number of columns, right? For both R and S, arity must be same. Only then you can perform either union or set difference or intersection part, right? Remember domain, your domain of each attribute, right? Domain of each attribute of R must be same as domain of uh, what domain of S attribute, right? Same as domain of S attribute. Domain means, for example, try to understand. Uh, I am projecting something, like let's say I'm projecting some table values or attribute values are there. I'm projecting SID, right? Union, if I project marks of some table, is this feasible, right? Is this feasible? Probably try to understand. When we find out the union, right? What basically you have to do is, when we look at the two tables, right? The union part in this table, like when we have two different table, one of them is SID and other is marks, right? That attribute of these, of which we are doing the union, is different here. The domain is different here. Probably SID contains some values which are in different format. We can have E1, E2 as okay, or S1, S2, any SID, but the marks will be some integer value or say float values, right? So we cannot perform the union when we have different domains, right? So this is not possible here. Probably when we have SID and let's say S name of some table, and you are trying to find out intersection with only SID, right? So understand, this is also not a feasible scenario. Why? In the intersection part, what you are trying to find is common of two attribute with a single attribute, right? This is not possible. Probably you can find out like this one: SID and S name of some table, and you are doing intersection of let's say SID and S name only for the timing of this one. Understand, I am writing SID and S name here and SID S name here as well. We will do some rename operator later on. Rename is the operator, binary operator. We will see that renaming means you are using same attribute, the domain is same, but simply you have changed the name of attribute. The domain is same. Probably I can write this as capital I for ID and this capital N for name, right? You can use that. This is what the use of rename operator we have, right? But the domain remain the same, simply you are changing the name, and you are performing the intersection between the same domain. So this is possible here, right? So these are the scenarios where union compatible thing we need to take care of, right? Understand, okay, understand the basic thing for difference operator only. A difference B is what we have seen so far, A but not B, right? That is, probably you can write in Boolean expression A and B complement, right? You have understood this thing, right? So understand, for intersection part, let's say A difference B. What is the A difference B when we write, can we write in terms of A intersection B, sorry, A intersection B in terms of difference? That is A intersection A intersection B. You need to understand this thing because this will be used here. A difference B equals to A difference, A intersection B equals to A difference B. Okay, understand. Let's say we're using Venn diagram, you can understand AB, right? First evaluate this one, A difference B. A difference means what? Elements of A which are not in B. Elements of A which are not in B. So these are the, this is the area probably of which you are talking about. Element of A, this part, right? Not the common part, this part. Element of A which are not in B, because these are in B and probably these are not the element of A, because these are not obviously A part. So we're going to not talk about this one. This is what. And understand A difference this part. So A difference means element of A. This is complete A. I'm talking about element of A which are not in this part. What are those? This part only. Yes or no? So this is what common part, that is A intersection B, right? So this is how we can write this the intersection in terms of difference here. Okay, so let's talk about in terms of a table, right? Let's say I'm having a table R with attribute A, B, C, and S with attribute let's say D, E, F. Okay, so let me write some values here so that you can understand. Mm, These are some values I have taken: 4, 5, 7, 5, 4, 6, 5, 6, 7, 7, 5, 4. Okay, what will be result for R union S? always remember, okay, I'm going to tell you what will be the result of R union S here. See, whenever we talk about either R union S, R difference S, or R intersection S, the resultant schema means whatever will the output of this one, or anyone, the resultant schema will be same as the schema of R. When I talk about schema, I'm talking about the attributes and all, right? And the resultant record will have distinct tuples. See here, R union S. The resultant schema will be same as of R. So for R union S will also be a table with attribute of R, that is ABC. And when we perform the union of this one, so we need to take all the cases distinct values with 4, 5, 6. So 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 6 distinct, no, union will take only distinct values. 7, 5, 4, 7, 5, 4. Come here, 4, 5, 7. 4, 5, 7 is not already present there. So 4, 5, 7. 5, 4, 6, okay. 5, 4, 6, okay. 7, 5, 4, okay. So this will be the result for your R union S. Right? As I told, we take the union, we take union value, all the
Please
values, and the
explain
term.
that A minus B again.
Okay. A difference B, A intersection B means A difference B. Let's take, okay, again I'm drawing Venn diagram. A, B, right? So first evaluate the bracket part. What's A difference B? A difference B means A but not B, right? Is this one A difference B means elements of A which are in A but not in B. That is what A difference B, this one. Because these are the elements which are of A but not in B. These are elements which are both in A and B, and these are only B elements, right? So A difference B will be what? The element of A which are in A but not in B. This part only, the shaded part. Yes or no? Okay, this part is A difference B. Now A difference this complete result, right? Now this A is what? My complete set, this complete set here, this A, and I am finding this complete set difference value of this one. So this complete set I have plus this shaded part. So A difference, my this part, that is complete A difference, which are element of A, which are
Yes,
in
sir, got
A
it. Okay, okay.
but not in this one. Which are those? This intersection part, right? So this is how A intersection B we can find out with the help of a difference operator, right? So R union S in this way, the domain will be of R only. In the same way, when we talk about R intersection S, the domain will be for R only, A, B, C, and common part. 5, 4, 6. Okay, is there any 4, 5, 6? Is there any here? 4, 5, 6? No. 5, 4, 6? Yeah, 5, 4, 6. Present. 5, 4, 6, not repeating. 7, 5, 4. 7, 5, 4. So 7, 5, 4. This is for R intersection S. Same for R difference S. Domain will be for R A B C, right? So element of R which are present in R but not in S. 4, 5, 6 is present in R. Is this present in S? No. So 4, 5, 6. 5, 4, 6 is present in R. Is it present in S? 4, 5, 4, 6. Yes. So will not include. 7, 5, 4 present in R but also present in S, so not include. So the difference will operator answer will be 4, 5, 6. In this way we calculate the values here, right? Okay, let's stay understand with the help of a real life example. Let's have two tables. For example, one is student, and student, let's say role and name. Okay, and one is, let's say, employee with employee number and employee name. Okay, let's take some values 1, 2, 3, and ABC, and let's take some value 1A here, and let's take some different values 5D. Okay, now understand, we need to find out student difference employee, student difference employee, right? So what will be the answer for this one? Student difference employee. The answer should be C. The domain is same, roll number having integer value and the name, employee number and the difference. So the domain is same. This is the very important thing here. So when we found the difference part, the probably the resultant schema will be as of a student, right? So that is what roll number and name, right? So student difference employee. 1A is present in student. Is this present in employee as well? Yes. So we'll not include. 2B is here. Is it there? No. So 2B. 3C is there. Is there? No. So 3C. In this way, we can find this one here, right? Okay, let's understand the help of a query, right? So let's say the query is we need to retrieve the name of person. We need to retrieve the name of person who is student, but not employee. Yeah, we can have this situation, right? We need to retrieve the name of the person who is student but not employee. This is what, who is student but not employee. A difference B, yes or no? So the result should be this one here, right? For this, what we need, for this one, we are talking about the name of person. So we are dealing with name part only, right? So what we do, first we write the student table, we need that, right? And then with the student, I will simply find out the name. I need the name, right? This student should not be employee, right? So I will simply take out the employee name and put the difference between those attributes, right? So this is my name of the person who is student but not employee. This is how we retrieve the columns, right? So this is the example probably we can understand. Uh, there are a lot, but with the help of this operator, definitely we have a lot of example we can solve. But before that, first understand all operator one by one, right? So let me check. No such conclusions we can draw right now. Okay. So for this A equals to D, B equals to E, and C equals to A. So, okay, coming up to the next one, let's do, yeah, we have seen the union, the very important division operator.
Sir,
Huh.
sir, in student we had role and name, right? And in employee we have E number and E name. What would be the scenario if we have same student table and instead of employee data types we will have something a, a floating number and something else. Some
See,
this is
the
just a data.
domain should be same as I just told you, right? The domain probably already we have seen in the domain part, we have integer one, float is other domain, text is other domain, and then character, varchar, and all these are different domains,
Okay.
right? If you will write dot values, obviously you will get some error, right?
Okay. So, sir, if domains are different, all will be null, right? All these sets which we are doing.
You need to check out with the help of query what you are getting. Is this null or some, because you will not get the resultant tuples there. Either you will get null values or you will get no values, right? Because null is also a value, as I told you in the previous class. So getting null
Okay.
value is one scenario, and getting error or no queries or any error is reflected, that's other situation, right?
Okay, sir.
So you will not get null values because being null is considered as a value basically in SQL. Previously we did. Okay. So coming up to the division operator, right? We used to represent, this is very important. All of you just understand this properly. Division we can represent with slash or something like this one, right? So in this division, basically, it's more or less kind of the mathematical operator that you already know about, right? But see, there is a big difference when we talk about SQL here, right? Remember, very first thing is you need to take care of when you have to use this division in your query. When you will find out the word every or say or, this is very important. All of you take care. You will be finding some keyword as an every and all, right? So in that case, you need to use this division operator here. For example, SID enrolled every course. For example, we will understand how to write the queries, right? Students who are enrolled in every course is Navate or any other course, right? We will write the. So remember, the representation part for this one is project A and B of R table of every related to B attribute of S table. So it means what? Retrieve A values of R. Those are paired. This is important. Those are paired by every value of relation S. Every B value. Right? So we need to retrieve A value here. Retrieve A value of R from this one. Those are paired with every B value of S. This is the meaning of how we read this one here. For example, retrieve the value of the student who are enrolled in every course having course ID. Right? This is how we used to read this one here. For example, let's say I'm having some table R1 with A and B attribute, and S is table having with B attribute, obviously important. My values are A1, 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 A2, A2, A3, and B value, let's say B1, B2, B3, B1, B3, and B1. And B values are my B1, B2, B3, obviously. So what will be the result of pi A B of R by pi B of S? What will the result for this one here? We need to retrieve the A values of this one who are related with, paired with every B value of B from S. So A1 should have related with every B value of this one as B1, B2, B3. So A1, B1, okay. A1, B2, okay. A1, B3. So A1 is related with every value of SB. So A1, right? Now A2, B1, okay. A2, B3, okay. But A2, B2 is missing. So no. Similarly, A3 only B1, no. So answer for this one is A1 only. Right? So I've understood every element of this A should be related with every element of this one. So A1 is related with every element of this B, or say paired with every element. So that's why A1, not A2 and A3. In this way, we used to write this one, right? Understand with the help of real life scenario. That's very important. How this division operator works. See, division is your derived operator, right? We see division, intersection are basically your derived operators, right? So how we can understand this one? Let's take an example. Let's take enroll table, and okay, enrolled have SID and CID probably, and take the course, that is CID. I'm just taking some values, S1, S2, S1, S3. C1, C1, C2, C2, and courses are C1 and C2 only, right? Okay, now we need to find out projection of SID, CID of enroll ratio projection of your course with CID. So we need to project SID of those who are related with every course, C1 and C2. So by looking at the table, what should be the answer for this one? S1 is C1, fine. S2 with C1, okay, fine. S1 with C2 also. So S1 is with C1 and S1 is with C2. So S1 is okay. S2 with C1, but S2 is not with C2. So no. S3 with C2, but S3 with C1 is not. So answer should be only S1 here, right? So no doubt so far, right? Now understand how we will retrieve this with the help of division, how division is actually working here, right? Understand. The very first step is, remember, first step is take out the SIDs which are not enrolled with every course. Remember, SID not enrolled every course. Yes, SID we need to find every course, right? SID enrolled with every course. But what we will do is we will do reverse. We will find out SID which are not enrolled in every course, right? Basically, you can say SID enrolled proper subset. Yes or no? Proper subset of course. Yes or no? SID enrolled in proper subset because notes complete. This is some part. SID enrolled, not enrolled every course. So if not enrolled every course, probably what should be the answer for this table? S1 is okay, fine. S2 is not enrolled in every course because S2 is enrolled in a proper subset of course. Proper subset probably is a subset of this course, that is either C1 or C2. So S2 is enrolled with proper subset, that is only C1. S3 is enrolled with proper subset, only C2. So the result of this one should be S2 and S3 only. Yes or no? The result of this should be S2 and S3 because these are enrolled with proper subset of course. And after that, after this one, our step 2 will be simply subtract from the original enroll table. Whatever result we will get, simply subtract from SID. So if you simply fetch project SID and difference this one, right? Projection is unique, so it will project S1, S2, S3, and you will put the difference with this one, you will get S1 only, the result here, right? So you can say like this one. SID enrolled every course. This is what we want to find out, right? Every course is equal to SID original SID from your enroll, right? SID from your enroll, difference this part, SID enroll proper subset of course. So this is what when you will project SID from the enroll, you will get S1, S2, and S3 distinct values, and difference S2, S3. So what will be the answer for this one? S1 is in A but not in this. Yeah, S2 is in A but also in this. No, S3 is in here also. So S1. So this is how the logic division operator basically does to find out the division of every value related with every other value of attribute, right? But this is probably not the relational algebra query. This is what we need to find out. So we need to find out relational algebra query for step 1. Find the SID not enrolled every course with the help of Cartesian. As I just told you, Cartesian product we will probably use here. How? Understand my logic. Think. The logic plays a very important part here, right? First, we have seen how the logic should work. Now we will see how we will implement this logic here, right? So what I will do is, for finding not enrolled every course, I will simply find all the combination. I will simplify all the combination of SID with the course ID, right? What that means, I will simply say I will find out every SID is enrolled with every course. And how I can do that? First, I will take SID. Obviously, I need to take SID from enroll table, and I have taken SID. I will do Cartesian product with course ID. Yes or no? From the course, I will take out course ID. It means what? What is the meaning of this part? It means what? Every SID of enroll is related with every course ID of course. Yes or no? Right? So this is what all possible combinations of your SID with your CID. Now, out of this one, I will subtract what the real scenario that we are actually having, this one, right? It means what, this is for your enroll table. Okay, that's fine. And the okay, the resultant attributes will be what, SID and CID. Probably you should have SID and CID same for your difference operator. This we have seen so far already, right? So what will be the result for this part so far? You will be having every possibility, and when you will subtract this actual scenario, you will get the subset part, SID with proper subset. Yes or no? Just think of, let me draw here. When we do the product here, S1 is related with every course. C1, S1 is with C2, S2 is with C1, S2 is with C2, S3 is with C1, and S3 is with C2 as well. This will be for this part. And here when you will subtract the actual scenario, S1 C1, S2 C1, S1 C2, S3 C2. Right. When you will do difference operator, what will be the answer for this one? S1 C1 is here also. So this one. S1 C2. S1 C2 is here. Okay. S2 C1. S2 C1. Okay. S2 C2. S2 C2 is not here. So S2 C2. S3 C1. S3 C1. S3 C1 no. So S3 C1. S3 C2. S3 C2 no. So this is what actual I will get after doing this one. Now, since what I need enroll SID, right? I need SID. So what I will do is, out of this complete set, I will project SID only because I actually need SID. See, we have got S2, S3. See the logic. I already written S2, S3 we should get. Yes. So I will take SID only here. So after doing this one, after projecting this SID here, I will get the answer of this one as S2 and S3 only. Yes or no? Right. The difference, this complete set gave me this complete value with S values and C values, but I only want S values. See here, right? We need SIDs. Now, whatever we have get, we need to difference with projection of your enroll from this one. Okay. From this actual scenario, right? So I will simply put a difference operator of your enroll, and what I will write SID. So doing this one here means what, I will get distinct value, or every distinct value from this one, this S1, S2 and S3. This one I will get, and when I will put difference with S2, S3, my result will be S1 only. So this is how we get the value this one and say the value S1 here with the help of division operator. Yes or no? This is just the beginning, right? Let me again and make you understand. If for
और लास्ट वाला स्टेप दोबारा बताइए तो.
I'm repeating again, every starting from beginning. Okay, this is might be little confused for the first time. See, we need to find out SID, CID from the enroll who are linked with every, okay, say every SID is linked with every CID of the course. This is our scenario. We need to find the answer, because seeing the table, S1 is related with C1 as well as C2, that is every course. So our output should be S1 here. S2 is with C1 only and S3 with C2 only, right? So what is, we need two steps here. The first step is, instead of finding the every, we need to find out, first we find out SID not enrolled in every course. We can do that. That is what proper subset, right? So understand, when we find out SID not enrolled every course, by looking at this one, we will be S2, our answer will be S2 and S3 only, because S2 is linked with your proper subset. Okay, there is two mathematical part. We have subset and proper subset. In subset part, you have equality sign as well, but in proper subset, no, only part. Right. So it means you will simply not take those values which are completely related with this course. That's why we have used proper subset. So if I found S1 with C1, okay, that's fine. But S1 is C2 also. So simply this should be not the answer of this one here. But S2 and S3 are the proper subset of your course. So our result of this query is S2 and S3. So once I have retrieved the S2 and S3 from here, I will simply fetch the SID part of enroll and put difference operator in the resultant part of your subset and this part. So which is what S1, S2, S3, difference S2 and S3 will give you S1, which is the required result. How we do with the help of relational algebra? See, SID not enrolled every course. That is proper subset. So what I will do is, the logic says, as I just previously discussed, the Cartesian product will be used, right? So what we will do is, we will simply find out the every possible combination. Every possible combination means every SID is related with every course. This is what. So every SID is related with every course here. This is what. And now I will difference those values of my actual scenario. This is my actual scenario. So what I will find out, this one, this not enrolled every course part, we will find out. Just try to visualize, right? We will find out the proper subset part. That is what which are present here, but not present here. That is S2 and S3, right? We saw S2 and S3 are present in this one, but not in this one. So S2 and S3 are those which are not enrolled in every course, not enrolled in every course, right? Simply, what I need SID, not CID. So I will fetch, or say I will project SID part of my resultant this query, right? So when I project SID, I will be fetching only S2 and S3 part. So as this step 2 says, after getting S2 and S3, simply do the set difference of your project SID from the enroll. That is what S1, S2, S3. So difference of S1, S2, S3 with S2, S3 will give S1. That is what your division says, right? So in this way, your division operator works here, right? So and yeah, the very important part is you need to take care of when you will apply, right? Then wherever you have every n, all statement comes into your account, you will simply use them, right? So by looking at this scenario, we can have the general situation here. We can generalize this one basically. And how we can generalize? See, project A and B of R with project B of, let's say, R and S. How we can write? The query will be simply first, okay, understand. First from the R, we will find out what A, do Cartesian project with B of S, right? And then whatever we have resultant, you subtract the actual scenario of A and B of your what R. So whatever you are getting here, you project one a value, right? And then difference with R a value. This is how you can generalize the formula for difference operator. This case, right? So we will solve queries like we need to retrieve CID enrolled every student whose age is more than 20, right? We can find out that. Even we can find or retrieve SID enrolled every course taught by some particular course, let's say Core, Thor, Navathi, and all those. So we will find out those, no worries. We'll do those questions and queries. But before, let's finish the important part. Okay, about joins. Okay, the next topic is about joins. Very important, right?
सर
Join. Okay, yeah.
सर अटेंडेंस ले लीजिए, हमारा क्विज है 12 बजे से.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Attendance.
सर ये टॉपिक
Should-
थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है, इसके क्वेश्चंस करेंगे हम?
Yeah, obviously that's important. Okay,
Mixer
so
में
we should
आएगा
stop
ये?
now. We should do these joins in the next class. You need to say.
सर मिड सेम में ये आएगा जॉइंस और इससे
Okay.
पहले का?
Definitely.
ओके सर.
So, okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Then we can go in the next class. With the joins, we will start, right?